Hi, this is Donna. Welcome to DD Paper Crafts. And in today's video, we're going to be making this double swivel lid box. It's quick and easy to put together. You can make it any size you need. So let me show you how I put the box together. I'm going to be making a small box today, which is 4 inches square by 1.5 inches high. I'm starting with a piece of cardstock, which is 7.5 by 7.5. And along one side I'm going to score at 1/4 inch, 1 3/4, 5 3/4, and 7 1/4. Rotate 90 degrees and again score at 1/4 inch, 1 3/4, 5 3/4, and 7 1/4. In addition, I have a piece for the lid which is 4 inches square. Take your box element and fold and burnish all of the score lines. To construct the base of the box, we're going to start by cutting up the second vertical score line up to the second horizontal like so. So at the moment we're just going to create the glue tabs for the box. Repeat, rotate, cut up the second vertical to the horizontal and move along to the third vertical to the horizontal. Within each of the corner glue tabs, remove the 1/4 inch tab, cut a slight wedge from the sides to form the tabs. So repeat that on all 4 corners. Take your glue, add glue to your tabs, pull up the sides of the piece and join together to construct the corners of the tray. I'm making sure I get a nice clean right angle there and repeat that process on all 4 corners. So that's the basis of our box. Fold in the 1/4 inch tabs and I'm going to add a dot of glue into the corners just to secure down the overlapping section in each of the corners. I've added this ledge so that the lid of the box has got something to sit against so it doesn't fall inside the box. I'm using a white core cardstock, which is not my preference, so I'm just going to go around with a black alcohol marker and get rid of those white edges. Now the tray's completed, we're going to make the support for the lid and put in a corner strut for the lid to sit on. Decide whether you want your lid to swivel in its entirety or whether you want to cut your lid and have 2 swivels. Regardless of how many swivels you're going to have, you'll need a piece of cardstock which is 1.5 inches square, and I'm going to use my guillotine to just cut that diagonally across from corner to corner to create 2 triangles. So this is going to sit in a corner. The brad is going to run through the lid, through this corner support into the box. The brad is going to allow the lid to swivel. I know that my ledge is 1/4 inch wide, so I'm going to mark 5/8 inch from the top and the left hand edge of this triangle. So I'm going to make a mark at 5/8 inch across and 5/8 inch down, and then make 2 pencil lines. Lay my triangle in the corner of the lid and make sure that the top and the left hand side are flush with the lid, and using my screw punch I'm going to punch through where the lines intersect with my screw punch, and when I lay my corner section back on my box I can sit my lid on the top and my brad holes are going to be in the same place on both pieces. I'm going to have 2 swivels for my lid, so I'm going to take the second triangle and use the first one as a template. So I'm going to just go through the hole with the pencil, sit the triangle on the opposite corner of the lid, and again I'm going to use my screw punch to punch through both pieces of cardstock. Glue the triangles into place. I'll run a thin bead of glue along the 2 straight sides of the triangle element and then sit that in the top corner. You want to make sure that it does sit flush and squarely with the edges of the box. Repeat for the opposite triangle. Again, take your time to make sure these sit squarely on the top of the box, like so. You can see because we measured 5/8 of an inch, our hole is here, so it's not hitting the ledge at all. So whilst those 2 pieces are drying, I'm going to decorate my lid piece because I want to cut it into its shape after I've got my layers on it. I've decorated the lid of the box and I flipped it over and used the holes that were already on the black cardstock to go all the way through the layers. And now I'm going to cut my lid in half. I'm not using any measurements for this, I'm just doing it by eye. I want the pieces to be at an angle, so I'm just going to slice that in half with the guillotine. So that's my lid. Take my brads. I'll use 2 orange ones just to keep with the colour theme. Put the brad through the hole in the lid. Put the brad through the hole in the corner piece. I'm just going to twist it out of the way and then I can go in and split the pins underneath just to make sure the brad is secure. And then repeat that for the other corner. So here's the finished box with the lid on. Overall, I'm happy with how this box has come out. If I were to want a lid with more dimension, I would use 1 swivel. Clearly this is cardboard. You can open the lids so that the pieces don't overlap, but I've used a relatively flat decoration, so it doesn't matter if one piece of cardstock goes over another as the lids open. So they don't impede with one another. But if I wanted to have more dimension, I'd go for a single swivel lid. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.